cheek, cheek, cheek. ASMR. Hello guys, and welcome to a different kind of video. In the background, there's gonna be some relaxing parkour gameplay that I got off of YouTube. This is not my gameplay, I downloaded it. I cannot tell you who I downloaded it from, to be honest, but it was free, so it's okay. But today's video we're gonna be doing a Reddit AITA, which reads, "Am I the asshole?" If you've never seen one of these kind of videos, it's pretty much people go on Reddit and they ask people, or they tell people like their dilemma, I guess, and they ask Reddit themselves, like, are they the asshole, or is someone, or is like the person they're talking about the one that's being the asshole? I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. The first one we have is, "Am I the asshole for telling my family my daughter's name is none of their business and they should keep their unwanted opinions to themselves?" I, 25 female, had my first baby with my husband, 25 male. Our daughter is named Kala to honor my grandma. She loved Kala lilies and always thought Kala would make a pretty name. My husband and I wholeheartedly agree with that, and that name seemed perfect for our little girl. Okay, so far, pretty name, good reason to have that name. I don't know if it's pronounced Kala or not, but I mean, so far so good. Okay, the choice to name her Kala instead of Elizabeth, my grandma's actual name, was a controversial one among my family. You see, there are pretty much only 3 or 4 names for each sex circulating within my family. Everyone is named after everyone, and always the exact same first name and usually last. It's a pain in the butt and not something my husband or I wanted to keep up. Okay, so I guess the family wants them to have certain names. Okay, my grandma even hated it. My grandpa was very domineering man. My grandpa was a very domineering man, and he chose to name their kids names that already existed in his family. She had zero say, and she hated it. I remember complaining to her one day that I hated sharing my name with 4 other family members I saw all the time. She told me every person deserves their own name, and she never liked our family had to all have the same names. This is when I also learned how hard my grandpa was on her and how he basically treated her like shit and made decisions for her when they were married, which was pretty much pressured by both their families. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of like, I guess that's like a thing in their family where they have to all have kind of around the same names, which, I mean, I don't know. If the guy, I don't like that. I like it when everyone has different names, to be honest, but I mean, it's to each their own, I guess. She was the one who told me about honor names being special if you don't use the actual name, but something about the person or what they loved. So maybe a virtue name based on a virtue for the loved one, or their favorite flower or plant, place their loved, or their birth month / stone. Okay, we lost her 2 years ago, and it was awful. My husband adored her too, and she adopted him as a grandkid. When we were kids, he and I were best friends before we became boyfriend and girlfriend. For us both, it made sense to honor her, and doing it how he felt was better, but also how she felt was better. My family have never really pushed the idea that we not say we honored Grandma. I never asked for their opinion, but they gave them and would not stop giving them and insulting the choices we made. So I snapped and told them my daughter's name is none of their business, so they should keep their unwanted opinions to themselves. They told me there is no need to be rude and I should be willing to hear honest feedback from people who love us. They claim naming is very much a family business in my family. And I also know and I should also know and respect that. Okay, so to be honest, that was everything. Is she the asshole? I'm not gonna even look at the responses. I kind of just want to talk about this on my own. So, I don't think she is. I think she just wanted to name her after, like, honoring her grandma. Even though they think that she's not, like her family thinks that she's not honoring her, I still think she is. I think it's, I don't think she's being an asshole at all. I think she's being very reasonable. So, yeah, there's that one. Okay, this one looks kind of interesting. It's a short one, but it says, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that it's my money and I can use it however I want? Let's see how this one goes. I, male 27, started dating my girlfriend, female 25, 1.3 years ago, and things are going great between us. We also live very close to each other, like my flat is exactly 560 meters from her flat. The only thing that sometimes bothers us is our income disparity. I make almost 3 times more than her, and I also have intraday trading accounts, so I also earn money from there too. It sometimes makes unbalanced in our relationship, but I'm always very mindful to treat money carefully around her. I don't spend carelessly in front of her, and I pay majority of our dates and all. Okay. In 2021, I bought a MacBook Pro, and after using it for almost 1.5 years, I don't like working on it anymore, and I decided to give it to my younger sister, 18 female. I know it sounds snobbish, but I wanted to build a gaming PC for me, and now the PC part are all-time low price, so I'm building a very expensive gaming PC. After booking everything online, I told my girlfriend about this, and she started telling me how much I'm spending on something when I already have an expensive laptop. I told her everything that you can't game on MacBooks, and it works laptop, and I need a gaming PC for me, but she kept going on and on about how necessary it is. Finally, after half an hour, I just told her if it's bothering you that much, don't pay attention to it, and it's my money, and I can use it however I want. Again, she got emotional and left. Now she's giving me cold shoulder, and I'm very complicated. Okay, this one, I gotta agree with the guy on this one. Like, it's his money, to be honest. It shouldn't really bother her. What, like, he uses his money for, especially if, I mean, it's not unless it's like he's tight on money, then I get it. But if he's not tight on money, then why does it matter? What if bro just wants the game? You know what I mean? He just wants the game. But yeah, I don't know. This one seems like a pretty lenient one. Like, it's one that's not really that big a deal. But yeah, I think it's not that. It's like whatever. I'm on bro's side this time. Okay, this one seems very interesting. This one says, am I the asshole for leaving my sick husband to spend time with friends? Alright, let's see. This one seems like she's the asshole, but we'll find out. Context, I'm 31 with 2 young boys, a full-time 12-hour shift worker, and I'm in a full-time doctorate program. Damn, she's on the grind, right? Good for her. My husband is therefore the primary caregiver, are many nights when I'm working. We have full-time daycare during the day and he works from home. The other night we had a date night planned. We were gonna go out to dinner, then had plans to go to a bonfire with friends. We got a sitter. I got all done up. Dinner started great, but had a sour note when my husband made the comment that he was disappointed we weren't doing something more exciting. I took a dart because I was excited for the night. We'd planned so I was moody and quiet. We were still in a tiff heading back home to change to the bonfire. When it came time to meet our friends, they said they were finishing dinner / having a drink or two at a nearby restaurant and asked us to join. My husband stated that he'd rather take the time to take a nap than he'd meet us at the bonfire after. I did say I'd prefer he come with, but he declined, so I went, had one drink, then came back to get him for the bonfire. He texted while I was out and said he'd thrown up, but still planned to go to the bonfire. I got back to pick him up and asked if he still felt up to going to the bonfire, and he said no. I asked if he wanted me to pick up the kids from the sitter early and get them to bed so he didn't have to while I was out with our friends. His response was, I don't care. I don't really want to go get them. So I did go pick them up and brought them back and got them to bed. He was still distant, so I left to follow through the original plans. I was out for 2.5 hours and got back home before midnight. I took care of the kids for him to attend a golf tournament with 2 guy friends for 9 hours the following day. Okay, so he was sick, but the next day he went to a golf tournament for 9 hours. Okay, he probably was just sick that night, I guess. I don't know. When he got back from golfing, he expressed frustration that I left him that night, saying that he'd never leave me when I was sick, and that the point of the night wasn't to go see friends, it was to spend time together. I explained that I work non-stop, and to me, getting out of the house, out of a routine, and having time to laugh and joke with friends was important. I explained that I would rather spend the time with him, but he never, at the time, indicated that he wanted the time together. He wasn't feeling great, and said at the time that he just wanted to go to bed. I had texted him several positive /caring messages while I was out, and got no response. Okay. He encouraged me to make a post on Am I the Asshole because he insists that no good wife would leave their sick husband to spend time with friends, when the plan was to spend the night together, saying I ditched him. I said he should have expressed to me that time together was important to him and not been cold toward me, expecting me to abandon our previously made plans and sit at home. Again, then cover for his golf outing with friends for 9 hours the following day. Yeah, the fact that, okay, that was it by the way. The fact that he went to a golf tournament the next day for 9 hours, like, I don't know. I get it, he was sick that night, but, it's not like he was dying or anything. And yeah, now if it was me, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't go out. I'd probably stay with my wife, but I can see why she wanted to go out. She's always busy. She has 2 kids. She has a 12-hour shift worker and a full-time doctorate program. I think she needs some time away. You know what I mean? I agree that she needs some time with friends. So yeah, I think that the dad was just, or the husband was just being a wet blanket. Sure, he was throwing up a little, but it's not like he was really sick, because the next day he literally went to go play golf. So I don't know. I kind of agree with her on this one. I don't think she's the asshole for leaving him to spend